So things sort of drifted from that, and also the events gave scientists
John Hutchinson,
up to these astounding, fantastic
discoverer of the Hutchinson Effect of
video.
electromagnetism as its best, called the Hutchinson Effect. Check this out. This is mind-blowing what electromagnetism can do.
Here we have a collection of samples from 1979 to 1989 of metal pieces done by the Hutchinson Effect apparatus. And we're going to start with the very first sample.
Using surplus radar equipment
around the world,
from the Navy.
Also in a lot of national laboratories, which is this very large heavy steel bar. And also in a lot of national laboratories, which is this very large heavy steel bar. Gained a lot of history around the world, and also in a lot of national laboratories, which is this very large heavy steel bar. As you can see here, the crumbling material here is off the end of this bar here, and actually is a transmuted material that is unknown in the metallurgical handbooks. And this particular sample has been to Germany, in the United States.
Using electromagnetism,
laboratories.
the steel bar transformed into something else and nobody can tell what it is.
And,
it changed the complete molecular structure.
Major transmutation.
The transmutation.
Now, getting into another sample here, we find a heavy piece of what they call extruded brass that exploded with inside itself, ripping it into this pattern here.
Damn.
Ripping it apart. Very heavy, dense material. This is another time frame of about 1987, 88. Coming to this sample here of aluminum, we find it's something we want to get outside of the metal itself. And looking at
this one is
the pressures
what happened to the Philadelphia experiment on the Eldridge destroyer right there.
And going to samples that have other samples sitting on top of them.
The butter knife got fused to the metal.
It was on a sample.
That's what they described the sailors in that destroyer.
Apparently some type of transparency perhaps did happen.
That's what they were looking for.
Anchored down and
with a Tesla equipment on the destroyer.
Shave off
Philadelphia experiment.
This level here. This is extrusion alloy, not cast.
That's the proof that that really happened.
If you observe very carefully, there's a shadow of the knife itself.
Look at that shit. The shadow of the knife is on the side of the block of the aluminum piece.
Well, that's a stainless steel kitchen knife embedded in a piece of extruded alloy. You get to a piece of, again, extrusion with a piece of wood inside.
A piece of wood.
That has actually came up several times in various samples analyzed in Germany and at the national laboratories. Wood mixed in with the structure itself. We're not sure exactly on this sample how much wood.
Fused with metal.
Maybe a cubic inch or more inside here. And coming to other samples, we find again samples that have ripped themselves apart and rejoined, as you can see in this little sample here. And then we come to breaks that indicate actually a lot of stress. This is a nice clean cut and looks like a bent stress. So this is broken in a fashion perhaps like that. And then on the other side of the coin we come to something that looks like it was ripped apart or turned to jelly and ripped apart and frozen in time and space. This large aluminum sample, again extrusion alloy, was once one piece and was totally formed like this after some experience.
What it did to it.
We come to more hard materials such as stainless steel that are just bent.
Hold that picture right there, hold on. I want you to see something that you are not going to believe. I've seen it already in several videos where electromagnetism has been present. Look at the face Look at that. The same type of electromagnetic reptilian phases. Oh my God. I've seen this in several other videos where the same kind of deal has been shown, and I see the faces of these entities. They surround us in every shape and form because this is an electromagnetic system, the solar system. And they rule in and they are present in everything. I'm not making this up. Look, the eyes perfectly form a face right there. You can see right there, the eyes, the same thing you find on the moon. Look, the several dimensional faces. You see? 3 eyes, and they make 2 faces. You will see in my videos how they build everything with that characteristic. Everything. Now I'm starting to understand how the whole thing is made, and it's in a space too. Oh my goodness. This is really another piece of the puzzle. And look, there's another face right here. The eyes. Look, and the horns. It's weird that this picture, this metal took that shape. Look, the triangular shape with the mouth and the tongue sticking out and the mouth wide open. I mean, this is not imagining things. This is real and it's there. Electromagnetism is what rules, and those entities has taking over the entire place. Earth itself is an electromagnetic system, a sphere, a spherical world made by them, and everything is ruled by that. And it's, like I say, the ocean bases are all the same thing as the ones on the moon, and Saturn moons, and everywhere. Well, let's keep watching this. Check this out.
We come to more hard materials such as stainless steel that are just bent and twisted around.
It twisted and bent.
A lot of little cut marks and pieces falling out of it. Again, similar to the large piece of steel that I just mentioned for doing the very first sample. And this is just many samples that I do have and that other people do have that still are undergoing analysis.
He can do that, but he doesn't understand how it's done, why, and how.
Almost weekly on what
you have to have, look at that, that's the Hutchinson Effect, levitation.
To do this. There's no radio waves or anything that can do this. There's no electrostatic fields or lightning bolts that can do this.
It's electromagnetism.
So in the way the theory is, keyway is made up of electromagnetic and electrostatic fields that I produce.
See?
Opening a doorway into another dimension.
Look how it's bent like a spaghetti.
An amount of energy to come in and do this, to create these effects. And,
exactly. You don't understand the electromagnetism.
To do this.
Those creatures do.
We've had larger samples, of course, fall apart, break apart. And basically, again, it seems to come back into a circle that the universe supplies all the energy needed.
The universe is electromagnetic.
For propulsion and space travel.
Exactly.
I don't go into mathematics
space and time travel.